WPG, Charlotte's number one for blazing hip hop and R&B. You know how we do it inside the morning Madhouse. We got our girl on the phone. Y'all about to say what's up? Shout it, what's up? Shout it.
What's up, man? I like that.
Y'all say what's up to Miss Tiny Harris, a.k.a. Major Girl, Major Mama. Doing it big. How you doing, Miss Lady? You all right?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. You recently celebrated a birthday. What'd you do for your birthday?
What I do? I went to Belize for my birthday.
Must be nice.
You know what I mean? I went to the barber shop for my birthday. She went to Belize. You know what I mean?
Living the life.
I ain't mad at the king, though. That's how the king do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he do. He all right.
Hustle gang on everything.
You know? What's going on with you guys?
Well,
Y'all been playing this?
Oh, yeah. Huh? What you gonna do? That's what's going on.
Yeah, buddy.
That's right. That's right.
Now, Tana, I got to say this. In the video, you got the long cut with the hair hanging over the eye. Girl, you turned around one time. I said, oh, I felt so disrespectful for looking at your picture that way.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing.
We had to give him a bottle of water. It was a gallon of water.
I was thirsty for a second.
Was so thirsty.
I was thirsty just for a second, though, you know, because I know at no time would disrespect be tolerated. You know what I mean? So.
That was a nice and clean video. You gotta wait for the next one.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be looking.
So of course, I gotta ask you, Tiny, were you sending a message? Because we see, you know, kind of the little hint in the beginning of the video, and then you asking, "What you gonna do, bruh?"
Well, I gotta say, it was meant for. I mean, it was about my life, and you know, and some things I was going. I did the song about a year ago, so you know, when I wrote it, it was how I was feeling, you know, and so we just wanted to take the video and make the video, you know, be about, you know, my situation. So it just kind of, you know, panned out pretty good. Looked like Tip, you know. It was just, it's just about my life, you know. I just wanted to give y'all my life, you know, in a record.
Now, speaking of giving your life in a record, one of my favorite R&B songs of all time. I got so much boot off of this song. My son in the building too, but I'm gonna tell the truth. Before
the proof is here.
Before me and your mama was together, you had a song with Escape called "Tonight." Man, that song is just amazing. And y'all sung that actually a cappella, right?
Yep, it was an a cappella song. You love tonight? Thank you. That was one of my favorite songs too.
Oh yeah. With them satin
but
PJs.
You got a lot of something off of tonight.
Listen, I've been a G, Tiny. I've been a G.
Let me tell you something, Tiny. No Limit got some off of a gospel song, so you got to know who you talking to.
Okay.
So, you know, you've had a lot of success with Family Hustle, been compared to the Cosbys. Do you sometimes wish that you could go back to life before everything was on TV, before your business was all in the blogs and everybody cared about you, your relationship, and everything that y'all were doing?
Well, you know, I guess for me, it's like I've kind of been in it all my life. And I guess it hasn't been as much relationship thing. It's been like just being in the industry. They pick, you know, things out your life or whatever is going on, and they, you know, they get involved. They somewhat feel that they are, you know, they know what's going on. So I mean, I'm used to it. And the show, I mean, you know, I had the Tiny and Toya before that. So the only difference is it's more of me and my relationship and my family. And I don't really have a problem with that because it's not what I show on TV that, you know, that everybody's grabbing to, that everybody wants to talk about. It's everything outside of that. So it's not really that I feel like, you know, I've showed too much or, you know, too much for TV.
All right, well, speaking of Toya, tell Toya, No Limit Larry said, what's happening, though? I was
Fair woman now.
I know. Listen, I was in front of her at the BET Awards last year, and, boy, that thing's something special.
Yeah, she is. She's a pretty girl.
Oh, speaking of pretty, let me just say this, Tiny. I love the way you look with your natural hair. I think that it really accents your beauty and it really just brings out your true beauty. I mean, you know, I love a good weave or a good wig every now and then, but you are definitely rocking the natural hair, and I think that's your best look.
Thank you.
Not that you asked me, but.
No, but I appreciate it. I just, I'm into, how you have curly hair, and, back when you were younger, I didn't like it. I hated it. I wanted it straight. Then I got, to doing the straight hair, and I wanted to go back curly. Mm-hmm. So, that's what I just decided to do. Let's be natural.
We got this song the other day from Damani, and he jumped on it, All About the Money remix. What are you telling your kids about the music industry?
Well, I mean, as far as the money goes, the money pretty much has his mind set. He kind of knows what he wants to do. He's not like, he's not, you can't, we give, as far as tips, we give him direct when it comes to that. But he pretty much has his own route that he wants to go when it comes to his music, and tips is like, all right, whatever, he's weird, So I like it. I think it shows his creativeness. Mm-hmm. And, when it comes to OMG, I let them know all the ins and outs because they are a girl group that I come from. I came from a girl group. So, I let them know everything I've been through, the things to avoid, things to look for, to find out about the business. I try to teach them a lot of things while I'm working with them.
Right. And speaking of OMG, Zanique just turned 18 this year. Has your relationship changed now that she's grown? You mama still, but you smaller than her, and now she's actually an adult officially.
She still get an ass whooped, though. Don't get it messed up. She can still get an ass whooped.
Thank you. Well, the great thing about Zanique is she is such a good child. Like, she's probably one of my best kids, her and Messiah. My oldest two are like the really good ones, but she doesn't give me any problems. She's not like, even with her hair, when it comes down to her hair, whatever it is, she'll come to me and be like, Mom, I want to cut my hair. What do you think? And after I'll be like, hell no. She'll be like, okay, I won't do it. But, so she's not like really rebellious or anything like that. She still comes to me for advice, even though she's grown and she probably don't have to. She does. So, I don't really have, I still got a hold on my 18-year-old.
But that's good because my 18-year-old son just found out that he was cut off. And he just he just discovered what cut off meant. And he is having
he hasn't adjusted to it yet.
He ain't adjusted to it yet. 18, if you're a son, you are cut off. I'm sorry. You are a man. Yeah. You are cut off. You're a parent. You understand you got to cut them off. But, with the females, it's a little different. Yeah.
It's a little different for the girls, but, different for the boys because they got to go out there and be a man.
You got to go out there and be a man. I got my 15-year-old son in the building. He looking like, I got 3 more years. Cut off.
Well, knowing your daddy, you might have 2. It might send you out early.
We're working on it. Get it together right now.
6 months. You know what I mean? But take us back. Let's go back to the beginning, because we see y'all life on the Family Hustle. But take us back to the beginning of how T.I. courted you and how did y'all meet, to establish this long-term relationship?
Well, I met him in the mall. I had met him before, but I seen him again in the mall. We exchanged numbers. We ended up meeting up right after we left the mall. We went to the $3 cafe. We kind of sat out there. Went in there, had chicken wings, came in and had a little conversation. And for about a month or two, he kind of called me and tried to come see me, and I'd be like, come on, yeah, you can come see me. Then at the last minute, I had this really bad when I was in my 20s. I'd be like, you can come by and see me, and then I don't answer my phone. So I grew out of that, and he kind of got tired of dealing with me. Look, I'm gonna stop calling you. I'm like, okay, man, maybe not. So and I went to one of his shows. He invited me to one of his shows, and when I went to the show, it was on Bankhead. It was at Bankhead at the Bounce. Mm-hmm. And the crowd, it was packed. There's a big, big, big club. It was super packed, and they knew every song of the words that he was singing, and I didn't know anything. So I'm like, wait a minute, this little guy, he has potential. These people
She said potential. Yes. That's got to be humbling for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from that day forward, we just kind of I started, because I won't lie. At first, I felt like he was young. He was younger than me. He was, maybe too young. And then I seen something else in him. I was like, okay, I see some sex appeal. I see some sex that's coming out of this young man. And from there, we've been together like glue.
That's all right.
Real much here and there.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to hear that. You know what I mean? Because folks don't get to hear the beginning.
Right.
They just see the now and they don't hear the beginning.
Yeah.
And you could take him places that nobody else could ever take him.
Right.
Well, thank you.
I just know that from a man's standpoint, because you know what I mean. In me and T.I. our life is almost parallel in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Except Larry doesn't have as much money.
Yeah, exactly. You know, mine is a few million. But,
yeah,
you know
he's missing a couple M's.
But other than that, our life is very parallel. You know what I mean?
Well,
I got you.
And I'll say this because I report on a lot of the entertainment news, the gossip, what's going on in the streets. And I will say that people are pulling for y'all as a couple. When we hear about the drama, all the issues with Mayweather, everything like that, I usually put up a poll on our website and say, do you think Tiny should leave him? What do you think? And most people say no. They want y'all to work it out. They really look at y'all as a unit, a team, and don't want to see you guys split up. So I think that says a lot, because you know how the world we live in now, people will root for you to break up, to be unhappy, all of these things, but they want to see y'all happy together.
Well, that's a blessing, because it started out, it was all good. Then it got to, we hate her, she didn't see that, and why is she with her? And now they want us together. So it's great. God is good.
Right. Yeah. It goes up and down. Speaking of together, you and your friend Shekinah, how did this... Shekinah is a lot. And I like Shekinah, especially... Well, I don't know her personally, but what I see on TV, because she one of those wild ones. But how do you balance being around her when she get into, super Shekinah?
Because me and Shekinah don't really... We argue, and she knows that I will argue back, and we're going to go at it. And then it's just, the crazy part about us is that we will argue so hard, it's like almost fighting mad, but we're not going to fight at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after we finish being fighting mad, it's like, okay, what you finna do? And so it's love. It's like sisterly love, really. We've only known each other for 6 years, but our relationship is really, really like a sister bond.
Yeah, it seems like much longer than 6 years. It seemed like y'all were childhood friends.
Well, Tana, I got to ask you this question. It's on my mind. I got to ask you. When T.I. ran up on Floyd Mayweather, you heard the news. What was your thinking? Like, is this nigga crazy or something? He got to be crazy. Either that or because I'm gonna tell you what we said in the barbershop. We said, boy, now he real, he crazy, and Tana got that ooh-wee. She got that thing.
Well, I won't deny that. No. But no, I mean, I know my husband, and he is crazy. He is who he is. But I just didn't know he was gonna do that.
You didn't know he was that crazy.
Yeah, I know he's crazy now, but I didn't know he was going to do that. But to him, that's normal. He's like, what? Who? I mean, what y'all thought? I mean, it's nothing to him.
Yeah, man.
So, it's normal to him. So, that's what it is.
Tell Clay you got to tell him something, man. You got to tell him something. He can't do that.
Clay ain't got good sense himself sometimes.
He don't.
Now, Clay, he knows how to be sensible, though, when he needs to be.
Yeah.
Well, Tiny, let's bring it back to the music. You dropped the new single. Are you actually back in the studio working on a solo album, or what's your plan now that you have the single out?
To be honest with you, I have been in the studio. I did another song, but I have not done enough. I haven't had enough time to do an album. This song kind of like, I put it out, not really not thinking about doing an album, to be honest with you. I just wanted to drop a song because I've been, I had this song for a while, and then people have been asking for a song, solo, single, album, something. So I dropped the song not thinking what's next after that.
Right.
But I'm definitely, thinking about what's my next move, more music, but the only problem is I have this new show, reality show that I'm doing with Shekinah.
Right.
that is going to take me away for about a month because we're going to be on the road for a full month. So I'm just, I'm just trying to weigh my, see what I could do in between there to, make more music.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
I will say it's a good problem to be so busy you can't decide which hustle you want to work on at the moment.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But, with this record doing well, I want to be able to at least come see you guys.
Right.
Well, come on through.
I'm coming.
Just bring your bodyguards with you, because Larry it don't matter if you're married. Larry gonna try to hit on you.
I would never do that. Like I said, me and T.I. life is parallel. One, and two, that boy crazy. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That's like, for real though, I look at T.I. like a big brother, big homie in the industry. I would never do that. Now, Toya, on the other hand, if you bring Toya with you, it's going to be a different story, though. You know what I mean?
Memphis. So you telling Memphis he got some problems?
Hey, Memphis got plenty of problems. Because I'm going to take her to eat some $3 wings and see what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tiny Harris. We appreciate you calling the Morning Maddhouse. Can't wait for you to come to the Queen City, baby.
Definitely. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Charlotte's number one is Power 98.